Amtrak has a brand new intercity passenger train service running in the Midwest. Named the Borealis after nature's magnetic light show in the sky, the train connects Minnesota's Twin Cities with Chicago. The Borealis made its official debut on May 21, 2024, over the 411-mile-long route across Illinois, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. This is a route that is shared in its entirety with Amtrak's long-distance Empire Builder train on its transcontinental journey between Chicago and the Pacific Northwest. Currently, one train operates per day in each direction, with westbound train 1333 scheduled out of Chicago at 11:05 a.m. and eastbound train 1340 out of St. Paul Union Depot at 11:50 a.m. The trip takes about 7.5 hours. A planned service expansion will double train frequencies in the not-too-distant future. To enable the implementation of the new Borealis service, one of Amtrak's 7 daily Milwaukee to Chicago Hiawatha trains in each direction was extended all the way to St. Paul, Minnesota, due to limited additional train capacity on the busiest section of the railroad out of Chicago. A total of 2 train sets are used on the Borealis. Each train set includes 4 Horizon single-level passenger cars, a cafe car, and a locomotive on each end of the train to eliminate the need to turn the equipment at the end of a run. During the first few months of operation, General Electric P-42DCs have been the primary locomotives used for the train. However, ALC-42 Charger locomotives and P-32-8 BWH-8s have filled in as needed. Planning for the Borealis goes back a full decade. On the heels of an Amtrak feasibility study, the Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Illinois State Departments of Transportation joined forces to plan the Twin Cities Milwaukee-Chicago service, or TCMC for short. After many discussions with Amtrak, the Federal Railroad Administration, and the rail corridor owner, Canadian Pacific Railway, it was determined that a total of $53 million worth of infrastructure improvements were needed to accommodate the envisioned 2 daily round trips between the Twin Cities and Chicago. However, Canadian Pacific agreed to let one of the 2 round trips begin prior to the completion of rail line upgrades in exchange for support of the Canadian Pacific Kansas City Southern Railroad merger. So far, the Borealis has done quite well with ridership numbers, meeting or beating expectations. During the first full month of service, the trains carried over 18,500 passengers, with many days of fully sold-out trains. It is projected that with 2 daily round trips, the Borealis will carry as many as 232,000 riders annually. Today, we are going to follow the Borealis along its route from Chicago to St. Paul and return. Our focus will be on some of the more scenic portions of the trip across western Wisconsin and along the Mississippi River in Minnesota. We begin our journey at the Glenview, Illinois station in the suburbs of the Chicago metro area. Glenview is the first major station stop for the Borealis. It also hosts Amtrak's Empire Builder and Hiawatha and Metra commuter trains. Now well into Wisconsin, train 1333 flies along just a few miles west of the Wisconsin Dells. Amtrak -8 519 leads the westbound Borealis into Tomah, Wisconsin, and the next station stop. Trains 1333 and 1340 frequently meet on the east side of Tomah. Shortly after departing La Crosse, Wisconsin, the Borealis crosses into Minnesota and runs northwest along the Mississippi River. At Dunhauer, the Borealis passes the end of the second siding along the river, about 13 miles out from the next station stop at Winona, Minnesota. Train 1333 runs right along the banks of the river near Lake City, Minnesota. The last intermediate station stop at Red Wing is about 20 miles ahead. St. Paul is the western terminus for the Borealis. One proposal would extend the Borealis another 75 miles west to St. Cloud, Minnesota, but for now, St. Paul Union Depot is the end of the line. The train set is stored at the station overnight, returning to Chicago the next day as train 1340. Train 1340 crosses the Mississippi River for the first time at Hastings, Minnesota. The old Milwaukee Road Depot in Hastings still stands and now serves as the CPKC yard office. Nearing the second crossing of the Mississippi River just before La Crosse, the Borealis heads southeast through Dakota, Minnesota. After departing Tomah, Wisconsin, Train 1340 rolls slowly by and onto the passing siding to meet Train 1333. The Milwaukee Road station in Oconomowoc still stands, although it has not served passenger trains for several decades. Today, the building houses a restaurant. As the Borealis arrives into Glenview Station, we bring our journey to a close. Thanks for joining me for this look at the Amtrak Borealis. As always, a special thanks to all my supporters on Patreon. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by clicking the like button and leaving a comment down below. To receive notifications whenever I post a new video, you're always more than welcome to subscribe to the channel. There's also even more train and railroad themed content on my other social media pages. I'll be back next Friday at 9 AM Pacific time for a brand new railroading adventure right here on the YouTube channel. That's it for now. Until next time, I'm Mike Armstrong. I'll see you down the line. Thanks for watching.